MTN SME Hub. Link to growth, link to success, link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. In studio with us right now, we've got Boitumelo Kai. She's the second runner-up in the annual Radley Pitching Competition 2024. And she's doesn't run a business. This actual pitch won because it was such a great idea. It's called Mugs and Manuscripts.
Yes.
So what is that all about?
Mugs and Manuscripts is a one-stop coffee shop for all your work and study needs. We aim to provide a healthy and safe, comfortable environment to improve productivity and to minimize outside distractions.
So now you learned that by heart, I can hear, right? But so tell me, if you didn't learn it by heart, what it is.
Oh, Mugs and Manuscripts is like a safe haven for students who get overwhelmed, like myself, with outside distractions, and that tends to affect their studies. So we aim to provide a safe spot, like a refuge for them.
So what is that, like a coffee shop?
It's like a coffee shop, and it's a coffee shop where you can also, there are areas where you can study, do work,
And what would be different from going to a coffee shop?
What would be different is that we have different options. Like you can have communal studies. Let's say you want to study biology, for example. Then there will be study groups that will be able to cater for what you would like to learn. And also you can get a drink or a snack while studying.
And so how do you pay? Is it a subscription, or how do you make money in this idea?
We aim to make money. We do offer membership options for customers. And we aim to make money by selling products like coffee, snacks, beverages, like that.
And where would you service, one school or many schools?
Right now, we want to focus on actually getting the business and starting it, and maybe in the next coming years of the business actually existing, then we'll reach out to schools and get a proper customer base.
What grade are you in?
I'm in grade 10.
Grade 10. And when did you come up with this idea? Is it you, or I remember it was three of you,
yes,
right?
It was the three of us. We came up with this idea during around grade 8 exams, because at school we usually told to study during classes after we've done revision, and we tend to get overwhelmed when there are noises and there are people changing classes. Everyone is doing their own thing, and it affects how you study. So we came up with this idea to try and lessen the problem of having distractions affecting you.
Okay, and a lot of kids today suffer from that, the symptoms like ADD and ADHD, the attention disorder, the deficit disorder, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so as somebody who also battles with noise, I completely empathize. So is this just a nice idea? You'll see, I know that in my journey when I went, I pitched my first idea to my mentor. I still remember the name of it. It was called Shop and Drop.
Oh.
This was, which was actually grocery deliveries, but as you can see from my hair, I'm a little older. Before the internet, this was using fax machines at the time. And he says, well, it's a nice idea, but it's never going to work. So my question to you is that if do you see this as something that you really want to pursue, or is it part of you discovering how to think about business?
Right now, I think it's just part of my journey into the business world. In the long run, I'm not quite sure if this business actually would succeed, seeing as many people are coming up with similar ideas to each other.
And is entrepreneurship something you want to personally pursue, or do you want to get a career, or what are your aspirations after school?
My aspiration after school is, firstly, I would like to study what I would like to do. I want to go into forensics, and maybe I'll open my own branch eventually.
Forensics, like financial forensics, or
forensic toxicology.
Toxicology.
Yes.
So what it means that if somebody died from poisoning,
yes, then I analyze blood samples and see what poison affected them.
Okay, that's a very, very specific thing. Well, where did that come from? From a TV show or from?
I used to watch CSI with my mother, so I think that's where it came from.
Okay, so you got quite a curious and you got an analytical mindset.
Yes, I would say that.
Okay. If you had to give advice to an entrepreneur out there who's in grade 10, who's got an idea, what advice would you give them?
I'd say no idea is a bad idea, but you can always learn and grow. That's what I've learned in my journey since going to school at Radley. I've learned that you should keep going on and you should never lose faith in yourself.
So you worked, as we mentioned earlier, with 3 of you
Yes.
in the group. When you were formulating the pitch, was there was there friction? How did you deal with where one person wanted to do one thing or say one thing and another person wanted to do something else? How did you reconcile that?
Surprisingly,
Did
all
you
of
use some
us,
of your poison and now
no.
there's only one of you?
No, surprisingly, we were actually all in agreement because we all had a proper understanding, and all of us, we battle with the same thing, so we were on the same page about everything.
Okay. And then, also what I see often with in let's call it the real world, when you've got 2 or 3 partners, there's this, who's going to say what when you're pitching to an investor? How did you make the decision on, like, I'm going to do the beginning, you do the middle, you do the end, or the sequence of pitching? How did you think about that?
When we were actually going about and compiling our ideas for the actual business, all of us, we divided the work between us. And when the pitching came, then we just did what we researched and established.
Boitumelo Kai, thanks so much for being on the Big Small Business Show, and well done for getting to the 3rd place with your idea.
Thank you.
Yeah. For me, I think what's very, very important is that the youth are exposed to entrepreneurship. The youth see entrepreneurship as an alternative to employment or unemployment, that the youth feel that they have the confidence and capability to become our entrepreneurs of the future, our millionaires of the future, our employers. And whether you start off with an entrepreneurial mindset going into a corporate environment where you are challenging a way of thinking, very much like Charlotte was, challenging her father's way of marketing, bringing new ideas, fresh ideas, that mindset of challenging status quo, of trying new things, of having the courage to try and to fail and to get up again. I think that's such an important thing for us to instill in our youth. And I'm sure you feel the same way. So we've come to the end of today's show, and do remember, if you think it, write it down and make it a reality.
The Big Small Business Show, proudly sponsored by MTN Business.